Okay, this is a really good follow-up question to my last video that a lot of you watched. Thank you for the views and the engagement. I really appreciate it. The last two videos that I put out on predictions for the next 6 months for Donald Trump and the United States, well, we had some energies coming up in Donald Trump's seventh house indicating that maybe he's partnered with people who could be his blind spot. He's not really seeing them clearly. And it did cross my mind. Is this Elon? Well, I mean, it's a valid question. And hey, you know what? I think that any public servant should be criticized. It's our civic duty to do that. We need to question all of them, okay? So I think that this is good to question, especially with the astrology. And, it is a hot topic right now. So we're going to get into looking at this chart, and I'll tell you what I see. We could totally get into the synastry between Donald Trump and Elon Musk. It is a hot topic right now. If you want to know more about that, let me know. Give me a like, put it in the comments, and I will definitely put out the synastry. For now, let me just say in a nutshell that between the two of them, if there's any kind of deception going on, I think it is about their intentions when they first met. Their reasons for coming into partnership is maybe something that was not openly discussed or clearly understood from the beginning. So if either of them were my client, I would say, go back to whenever y'all first started talking and what were the motivations of each person, and you really need to get clear on that to prevent any kind of deception or misunderstanding or confusion about your reasons for being in this union. That said, I want to focus on this next 6 months that was triggered with a cycle starting with a new moon in Aquarius on the 29th. Now, I am filming this on, I believe, the 3rd, so the planets are a little bit different now. But we want to look at this time frame because this is a snapshot for what's unfolding over the next 6 months with that new moon in Aquarius. And for Elon, this is occurring in his 7th house of significant others, partnerships, contracts, agreements. And it is in the sign of Aquarius, so this is with the people, right? And so I find with all the energies here in his 7th house, particularly in conjunction with his North Node, this is a very positive alignment for him. It's telling me like this is so on point with his mission in life, which is to be serving the people, asserting himself on behalf of the people. And this lunation is definitely speaking of a good omen over the next 6 months for him doing that, for him being in partnership with the people. And his mind is definitely on it. He's thinking quite deeply about it. And he's going through some intense psychological transformation having to do with his sense of belonging, where he belongs, what group of people he belongs with. Now, there is some frustration going on at this time with Mars in his sign, in his first house, and he's dealing with people that are frustrated with him. He's very much asserting himself on his interests, okay? And I'm not saying that he is solely self-interested, self-involved. Do not misread me here. He does have, everybody has their own personal agendas. We know this. Let's not kid ourselves, okay? He's definitely here to serve the people. That is his mission in this life. But the way he's asserting himself right now, he is being viewed, he is coming across as self-interested, and it's bringing a lot of frustration, particularly in the homeland, particularly with feminine energies. Like you saw, Elizabeth Warren recently spoke out and said, oh, we didn't elect Elon. And a lot of MAGA on X is saying, actually, no, we did, because we knew he was part of the package. We knew about Doge. We are 100% backing all these cuts. But you see a lot of, again, these female MSM news anchors, and I talked to you about MSM in the last two videos, speaking out like he's doing really bad stuff and not giving the whole story. And when you go to the horse's mouth and you talk to Elon, or I should say, listen to Elon, you listen to Elon and, like I've listened in on his live spaces on X, and I look at his posts and, and I listen to what other people who are working with him and, independent media is having to say about him. I listen to multiple sources. And what I'm finding out is, yeah, this guy's kicking ass, taking names in the homeland, because he's uncovering corruption. He's uncovering wasteful spending where they've been hiding money. They've been funneling out to foreigners and foreign lands. So let me tell you, this is a deeply transformative, again, triggering his inner psychology is being triggered right now. And he's putting out a lot of energy in doing this. Y'all know he's been working 7 days a week. He's got a team of people up there at the White House. I don't know if y'all know about that, but this guy's working around the clock like the damn Energizer Bunny. Now, I do think that as we get further on into the year, like toward the second half of the year, when Mars goes into his second house in Leo, I do believe he's going to be working more on his personal resources, his personal finances. And yes, he could be working with people that are in kind of ruling class elite positions. Here's the crazy thing. You know, a lot of people are accusing him of maybe going in and doing things for self interest. And I think there is probably an aspect to that because he has Saturn moving through his eighth house. So I could say so much about that. All right. But on the money end of it, you know, I suspect that he is dealing with maybe being overextended financially, over leveraged financially, and there's stuff going on with the economy at large that's affecting his financial kingdom. So it's almost like he's trying to rework this stuff so later on he can come back in toward the end of this year and start reworking his personal finances, which, by the way, you know, I think as that's happening, Black Moon Lilith is going to be out of his third house. Side note, Trump is coming into that transit as he's coming out. So as the vitriol lights up with the media on Trump, it's going to be dying down on Elon. And Elon is probably more than anything going to have to focus on, you know, family members, people, you know, that he lives with, things like that, dealing with some back talk from those kind of people. You know, I could go on so long about this guy. There's so much that could be said here. I do feel like there is legitimately, you know, instability that's been impacting his career change, but he's been managing this really well. He's been using this instability to bring in innovation, revolutionary energy into his career, his life purpose, destiny. He's been using this constriction in the eighth house having to do with other people's money to come in and like cut the fat, cut the waste, the debt, and all of that. And inevitably by the end of this year, that is going to benefit his bottom line. There's no joke about that. In the midst of all of this, he is working through a lot of ninth and third house energies of dealing with being a foreigner in a foreign land and what's going on locally, right? Locals, natives versus foreigners, which is the whole H-1B debate. I could go on so much more, but I'm running out of time. He'll resolve it, I think, over the next 3 years.